Aries, we are looking at anxiety, discomfort, worry, maybe sleepless nights, and endless thinking. This is the week of June 7th to 13th. We're talking the sentiment of distress, discomfort, making a great deal out of something. And you know what, Aries? Maybe it is a big deal. Maybe it's exactly what you're worried about. But the thing is, with the anxiety card, let's go in a little further and look out the window. You see how far away that storm is? It's not close yet. You're concerned about something. Number 18, bring it down to a 9. We're talking the end of a cycle, the end of something. You're worried that something is coming to an end. You're worried that something may be taken away from you, or you are losing a sentiment of a loss, out of control. But whatever the situation is, whether it is a relationship, a friendship, a career, a move, an opportunity that you thought was yours and in fact may not pan out, well, this is the energies that we are looking for the week of the 7th to the 13th of June. So June is actually a really huge energetic month. So if you're starting off your month this way, chances are, my bet is universe is trying to shift the direction you were taking, bringing you towards a direction you probably weren't thinking of, or sometimes things that don't pan out could be hidden blessings, but hey, let's see what the cards have to say and we'll take it from that point on. So anxiety, sleepless nights, and worries, right off the bat, we're on the right notion with that card. We have the Nine of Swords right up front and center here. We are talking about sleepless nights. We are talking about swords energy. This is Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. This is the thoughts, the intellect, challenges, decisions, truth. This is constantly in your mind. Oh, and now we know why, Aries. Ay, 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 ay. All right, let's fix this up a little for you, Aries, okay? Okay, just became very clear. You may have been feeling this a little. You may already, before this week, so being the official second week of the month, you may have started sensing last week that something just wasn't adding up. Something didn't feel right. And coming towards this week, give or take a couple of days, you, Three of Swords, you figure it out. You find out what it is. Truth is revealed. Aries, I'm going to come clean with you. You may have made some accusations. Okay, we have to talk. That type of energy of, because my sleepless nights come before my Three of Swords. My concerns, my worries, something didn't feel right to you. Your intuition was sky high. And the energies for the month of June is you trying to refigure out a structure, stability, emotional security. So if this is a relationship, there's something that just didn't add up. If this has to do with something going on in the workplace or career oriented, it's almost like you felt like there was a bit of secrecy happening and you weren't, in French we say dans les secrets des dieux, like you weren't amongst the secrets that are shared in the gods. I guess it's translated that way. Like you weren't in the inner circle of what's going on. You weren't necessarily being kept in the loop. Family, friendship, any other element, this would feel probably closer to a type of betrayal, mostly because you felt something was uneasy and you may have said or you may have hinted or you may have questioned, because this feels like it's been going on. I don't want to say eternally, but this feels it definitely feels like it was forever. But I want to pan out at least here a couple of days that you've been like something just didn't jive here, and you find out. And this is early on in the week, right? 7, 8, 9. This is early on, and you figure it out and you find it out either because you kept digging or somebody finally like fessed up type of energy. But whatever it is, I feel it has to do money-wise because of my pentacles. It could be promotion-wise. So at work, the next position up was quote unquote promised to you. If it is in a romantic relationship, this can very well turn into the avenue of money, maybe a money secret, a money debt, because the Ten of Pentacles does talk about, legacy, inheritance. This is a good card. I mean, this is money coming in, right? This is being able to feel that fulfillment, that financial security, that legacy. Did somebody in your entourage receive an inheritance and hid it from you? Did somebody receive a lump of money and never was supposed to maybe share it and didn't? Can this be a lottery winning and the person, took the money and ran or hid? It definitely is the sentiment around possession. It definitely is around money or property or material well-beings. I'm really gonna stick. I mean, you can place this wherever this fits for you, but for this reading, I really do feel that this is cash that came in, okay, and it was hidden. Because on the flip side, this for me represents you. It's not that you're struggling financially. I mean, you are doing well. You're doing fairly well for yourself, and you're getting by. But my Seven of Pentacles definitely tells me that you are watching your money. I reap what I sow. I get my paycheck, I pay what I have to pay, maybe I'll treat myself to here and there, but I'm not necessarily swamped in cash, okay? But you are doing, there's no real space to complain, but there's definitely space to maybe, I won't say no to a couple of extra dollars. So I do feel that's your energy, Aries. And this anxiety, this itch, this concern has to do, now I do feel if you are on the end of this scenario, that somebody owes you money or that somebody has a promise of paying for whatever, they have to get you something or you're part of a deal or whatever it is, definitely question and inspect what you expect this week, okay? Yeah, it's supposed to come in, it's supposed to come in, it's supposed to come in at a given point, like, let's sit down, where is this type of thing, right? Because I do feel that we do have the energies, the sentiment of a smooth talker here. Queen of Cups is definitely maternal energies. This is Cancerian energies, Pisces and Scorpio energy. This has to do with love and empathy and consideration and all the beautiful things. But when I am sitting next to here, my Three of Swords, this represents somebody who is a smooth talker. Not smooth talker in the King or Queen of Swords elements, like smart tongue. No, no. This is knows how to reach for your heart. They know how to reach for your emotion. Oh, I know I'm trying my best. Understand that I'd do anything for you. It's that type of like reaching for your heart type of energy. But when I do have my Queen of Cups justifying my Three of Swords under money, I mean, I can't help but see this as somebody's playing you a little here, Aries, okay? Because things are in motion. Things are changing, things are in motion. You have the Chariot here, so either whatever this money's coming from is in motion, you're just not privileged to that information. The Chariot also signifies needing to mm, release certain baggage in order to get your chariot to move, and it definitely governs the notion of communication. So if this is a subject that hasn't been spoken about, if this is a subject that has kind of been, brushed under a rug or put to the back burner, this is definitely something you want to bring up again this week because there's definitely change in the future. The Death card talks about transformation. And transformation in this aspect with my chariot, based on the scenario, it's telling me you're either going to move on from this saying, well, I'm never going to expect the money, or you're going to stand your ground and suddenly realize that maybe that money did come in and this person was playing you a little. But by stepping it up, by asking the questions, by asking the right questions, and also managing their interpretation of your expectations, then you could at this point transform your financial future because, well, render to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, right? And they will be put to the front of needing to give to you what they need to give to you. Now, I want to just go back to that storm for 2 seconds because there's this concern, there's this worry, there's this secret, there's something coming in. I feel that that storm for you is accepting the reality that this is not going to come in, or this situation, this scenario around the subject is not going to find a resolution. That's way out there, okay? That's way out there. I wouldn't be necessarily concerned with not finding a resolution. I feel there's still un trajet, there's still ways to go before that storm comes in, before the reality comes crashing down of you never getting this. And why I feel that's far away is because somewhere I feel this is actually right, it is here. But if we don't bring up the conversation, if we don't advance in managing the expectations of the other person, or managing the understanding of the other person to my expectations, bringing up the subject, asking the question, is this coming in? When am I going to get that money? Maybe even putting a bit of pressure on the subject, saying, look, I'm waiting for this. Like where is the situation? Where is this jammed? Or how can I help this advance? If we don't open that conversation now, by the time that you will open the conversation later on, that money that came in is actually going to be gone. And that is when the storm's going to hit, because at that point, not only did you not get what the other person actually received and should have passed on to you, but now there's no other amount coming in, and what was yours is now gone as well. Universe says, believe it. Believe it. Believe your gut instincts. Believe what feels right. Believe what you're doubting. And indeed, there's an affirmation here. If this has been trickling in your mind, whatever this is, in Aries, only you will know what part of your reality this lands on. But whatever is trickling in, whatever thoughts, whatever whispers come in at 3 o'clock in the morning, whatever's keeping you up at night, believe it and investigate and cross your T's and dot your I's and bring the conversation. Have the courage to bring the conversation, because if this in fact is somebody who was waiting for money to pay you back for what they needed to pay you back, if you don't do this, that money will be gone. And then the odds of you actually ever receiving this again, it's out the window, and that storm is going to come crashing down and that money is gone. So indeed, this could pan out. Indeed, this will work to your favor, but believe it, believe in what your higher self is saying, what your intuition is saying, what your gut sentiment is. Aries, I hope this guides you and assists you in whatever this challenge is. Thank you very much for joining me today. Thank you for subscribing. If it's not done, please do. It supports our channel and keeps us going. But I do appreciate your presence here today. So please, as always, take only what resonates, leave what doesn't, and above all, Aries, trust yourself with the rest. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you in the next reading.